Hey everyone, Mark Rosick here with the discussion on gaming. DeFreitas says in 2018 that establishing the efficacy of games and learning is a complicated endeavor. It needs to be kept within a wider context of understanding how we learn. That's from page 74 in 2018. The aspect of gaming is really interesting to me. I was and somewhat still consider myself to be a gamer, so the subject is kind of close to my heart. I really do believe that games have a place in the educational setting and in the classroom, but I also believe that the focus must be very focused and must be very used in a very stratified context to be useful. The challenges of gaming in the classroom, according to DeFreitas, again in 2018 on page 76, he says that games were disruptive. They demanded greater changes to the traditional delivery and infrastructure of education, schools, colleges, and universities. So, from the traditional educational model, games don't really fit. The things that kind of go into that, Leith et al. In 2016 argue that one of the most desirable aspects of games, the unrealistic nature of the game itself, can often lead to challenges when the game become too real or they become too educational in some cases. That's from page 656. The thing with the challenges of gaming is that it's so prolific today that any game that is going to be in the school or be in a classroom has to compete with a lot of other material, a lot of other things that go on in the world. So we can't ask our students to learn how to spell using Grand Theft Auto. So you have to have something that's still relevant, that still meets their interests. The benefits of gaming, DeFreitas points out that on page 80 of his paper, he goes into full discussion of it and decides that it's overwhelmingly positive as an effective resource of a learning tool. The primary reason for this is especially the novel idea of playing games and the things that can lead to higher levels of engagement. Leith actually acknowledges games such as Angry Birds and even World of Warcraft can have both educational and research benefits in regards to Angry Birds in realms of trajectories and gravity. And in World of Warcraft, it's actually there's an established research about disease propagation, and that's from page 656 as well. The World of Warcraft disease thing is actually real. It occurred in which an incurable disease in the game, it was a glitch, occurred, and it created a pandemic-like condition within the virtual world, and they studied it, and it actually was somewhat used within today's world with the COVID pandemic, but it mapped out how people spread disease pretty accurately. It's kind of interesting to look up if you ever want to go down that rabbit hole. The main strategy I apply within my classroom, especially in regards to games, is that I clearly stratify and almost isolate their use. So when we use them, the students understand that they're focused solely on the task at hand. And when the session ends, we very clearly don't return to that game until that portion until it's needed again. Gaming can be inappropriate in the instructional setting, especially whenever the game becomes the focus as opposed to the learning, or when the game becomes so distracting or so disconnected from the material that the object of the lesson takes away from the game itself. So the game and the object of the lesson begin to battle. And this can be very easy, but it's something that kind of battles with. Hope everyone has a great week.